VGK gets back on the winning track Tuesday night with a 6-1 home win over the Los Angeles Kings. Our takeaways come your way next, right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. You can find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Gametime. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL when you download the Gametime app and get $20 off your first purchase.
Gametime.
Thank you. Very good. Yeah, I forgot the punchline there. Okay, let's face it. From the jump here, the Kings really did look like a team that was playing their 7th consecutive road game to start the season. But VGK did seize the moment, and they improved to 4-0 on home ice now with last night's victory. We will talk more in depth about Tomas Hertl later on, and the breakout game in our second segment. But VGK able to move the puck effectively. I thought that they won a ton of puck battles, and they possessed the puck primarily, most of the night in the offensive zone. So they did what they had to do. It was a nice victory for VGK. You and I both had the Golden Knights scoring 6 goals last night. I had Tomas Hertl, I had Hannafin, and I had 5 points last night. No biggie. NBD, no stinking big deal.
You really had Hertl last night? I didn't even pay attention to that. That's awesome.
Dude, I'm on fire. I'm absolutely on fire. Yeah, I had Hertl and Hannafin. So Hannafin with the assist there, and Hertl with 4 total points. Okay, so a couple of power play goals. We'll talk about that. One other takeaway for me last night was the fact that coming off of this road swing, the Golden Knights did not collapse in the third period against a team that was going into that final period that was a +9 in period 3. So those are just a few takeaways. We'll talk more about Hertl later. We'll get into the goalie rotation. But what stood out for you, Chris?
Cassidy, about the closeout situation, we'll start there. Cassidy made a comment, I believe it was on the road trip, about good teams closing out games, and Golden Knights were a good team last night, or this morning. It feels like it just ended a few minutes ago, like less than 8 hours ago now. So the Golden Knights were a very good team against the Los Angeles Kings. Kings came out shooting the Golden Knights 5-1. I was a little concerned with the start, but again, something else good hockey teams do is when they get a chance to put their skate blade on your throat, they certainly did that. And 2 quick straight goals. I believe they're both power play goals to start that game.
Yeah, to start the game. Correct.
I mean, the power play certainly is helping with a lot of the 5-on-5 issues. Obviously, no 5-on-5 issues last night, of course, given the way things went. Again, more on Hertl in the second segment. What a game for Hertl last night. But it was, they took advantage of the moment. The Kings' 7th, like you said, 7th game in a row on the road. Last 2 games were basically kind of like little pond jumpers, so to speak, for the Kings, but they're still road games. There it is, Tony. There's the hat. But again, the Kings looked like a pretty good team early in the game, and I honestly thought the Kings had, even when they were losing 3-0, I thought the Kings had a good chance to get back into the game. I felt they were the more physical team. I felt they were going to start wearing out the Golden Knights defensemen. When the Kings scored that goal with under a minute left in the second period, it's like, okay, how's this going to go? And lo and behold, here comes Alex Holtz. So life is good.
Yeah, Alex Holtz last night on that 4th line, 3rd line had a goal. Something that I noticed, okay, I think it was 4 minutes into the game before we even saw the top line on the ice.
No,
I was like,
it wouldn't have been that long.
No? Okay, check that out. I don't recall seeing them. I was too busy watching my Knickerbockers get torched for 29 triples from beyond the perimeter there last night. So maybe I was off. And the starting goaltender, we'll get into that. It was supposed to be Logan Hill, as they said. I think they've been listening. Someone said
Michael's line was on the ice 31 seconds into the period.
now that's pretty funny.
He needs to shoot more too, Tony.
Okay, well, he only shot the puck, I think, once or twice last night. But they did call him Logan Hill. We'll talk more about why Ilya Samsonov was the starting goaltender. But so far, he's done a terrific job. And VGK, the highlight of the night, had to be VGK and Samsonov killing 6 minutes just about consecutively of penalty time. That was fantastic. He did make some really good saves in there. And right now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Samsonov's their top goalie.
Well, I mean, out on a limb, Tony, a 9.43 save percentage and a 195 goals against versus a 3.81 and an 8.51 save percentage. So, yeah, Ilya Samsonov, like Samsonov. That's my way to say it. I feel like someone actually brought up how I was calling him Logan Hill and Aiden.
I know
Thompson
they did. That
was like a year and a half ago. That was an outstanding chirp, by the way. I absolutely love that. Someone remembered that.
That was funny.
But listen, Samsonov is good. Samsonov is good right now. We don't gotta get too deep into the goalie side of it right now, but Sammy was good. Still has this bad habit. He loves just giving his teammates the stink eye when something happens. I forgot who was it Hannafin that was involved in the puck battle to his right, whoever it was, when for that one goal that he gave up off the lively boards, Tony, off the lively boards you love to call them at T-Mobile Arena.
I know, right? They were using them quite effectively too. They got some good scoring chances off those boards.
No, I mean, listen, it was a good game for the Golden Knights. Korzak, I'm sure you have that on your napkin as to take me in at some point. Shea Theodore doesn't play due to some late illness, unfortunately. Korzak stepped right in like he hadn't missed a beat. Was involved in, I think, the Dorofeev goal, where Dorofeev was just the most gentlemanly person on the ice when he knocked over Rittich.
Dorofeev?
Dorofeev, Logan Hill, Ilya Samsonov. I mean, we can go on and on here. It was just they literally got the 16th ranked broadcast team for last night. Besides Stormy, who was wonderful.
Stormy, yeah.
Everyone else was just brutal.
Yeah. So Shea Theodore, someone said it was trade-itis. That's why he was out. Trade-itis on my feed.
I saw that. That was funny too.
How did I miss the top line? Okay. Dorofeev 2 points last night. Barbashev on the goal last night.
Barbashev. Now you sound like ESPN.
Barbashev on the goal last night. Now, you know what? His percentage is going to go down because he only shot 25% on 1 of 4 for the goal. So he was 40%.
I didn't catch the 6th goal. I gave up about 12 minutes. About 12 minutes left of the game. I was exhausted yesterday, so I stopped watching.
Okay. Stone had 3 points there. The top line had 5 points despite playing 8 minutes into the game, or whatever I said there.
Stop it.
I think that, that pairing, though, of Pietrangelo and Hannafin really played well. They got me. I have ESPN-itis today. ESPN-itis.
There was a play early in the game. I thought Pietrangelo moved really well. He was way out of position on was it the power play goal that the Kings ended up getting, or not the power play goal, but the one off the boards. But otherwise, I thought Pietrangelo moved his feet very well. There was a couple times when I saw some good transitional skating in the neutral zone, and I thought it was like Hannafin or White Cloud, and it was actually number 7. And so certainly nice to see. And I mean, credit the Golden Knights, right? I mean, weird game against Florida, terrible road trip, call it what it is. Needed a bounce back game, needed to take advantage, and they certainly did. They took advantage of every moment in front of them. You had the Shea Theodore, so you have the team practicing with new defensive pairings. Now Shea Theodore is out, which changes everything again. So I mean, a lot of moving parts there, and the Kings are not a pushover by any means. Last night they were, but there's some reasons why, as we talked about. But if the Golden Knights don't get those 2 early power play goals, I don't think we're talking about a 6-1 victory right now. So again, credit the Golden Knights for doing a lot of things that Cassie alluded to in the second week of the season about good teams finishing hockey games and taking advantage when the opportunity presents itself. And that power play, my goodness, this is new. It's been a while.
Yeah, for sure. And 3 posts, too, for the LA Kings in that contest last night. Or things could have been a little bit different. Who
Uh-huh.
knows? I did vote for William Karlsson as my number one star since he's back on the ice now. So we're going to see William Karlsson later this week.
I mean, with him in a regular jersey on Tuesday, I think they are going to target Friday. Honestly, I still hope it. I think it should be Saturday. I don't think he should go back to back this early. But if the team feels that way, then so be it. That would certainly not be a bad thing. Golden Knights power play, 4th overall in the league. Winnipeg, Ottawa. Bet the over on Friday. Winnipeg, Ottawa, Colorado, Vegas. Colorado better have a good power play with Georgiev back there. Clicking at 36.8% right now. 36.8%. That's certainly something. And I'll tell you why the Edmonton Oilers aren't doing well. Their power play is currently number 28 overall. So that tells you all you need to know about Edmonton.
Yeah, they'll start to pick things up. Coming up next, the turtle comes out of his shell. That's Tomas Hertl,
Layup.
the turtle. Back with more right after this.
He's got a pin.
On Locked On Golden Knights. Gametime has a new feature called Gametime Picks. It makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. What Gametime Picks does is it filters out everything to show you only the incredible deals on great seats, so you really don't have to waste your time searching for thousands of tickets. And make sure that you check it out today because there are so many great features. They have curated deals, makes it easier to find the best price for great seats. The super deal, you can also take a look at your seat views before you buy. Really like that. You get a panoramic view from your seat, and if you check out the app, you can see this right before you buy your tickets. The lowest price guarantee. They have game time credits you 110% of the difference. All sorts of tickets out there. Hot ticket in this city right now, here in Vegas, is Friday night's football game, and it's the battle for supremacy in the Mountain West Conference and playoff on the line. UNLV versus Boise State. Get your tickets there today, and then also the Chiefs come into town this weekend here in Las Vegas, so you can get your tickets at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets today with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL, $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account, use the redeem code LOCKEDONNHL, and you'll get $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it, Mr. Golick?
Game time. Almost missed that one.
Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. We appreciate you making us your first listen. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel, Fridays, WTF, Saturdays, the Chris Times Chris Jr. YouTube exclusive show. The Golden Knights, Tomas the Turtle Hertl, starts off last night. Well, he misses his first shot in front of the net, and then he didn't miss his second scoring chance. Hertl goes on, scores his second goal in the power play in the slot, second goal of the season, and then almost 5 minutes later, Hertl gets an assist on a deflection that went off of Mark Stone. And Hertl was asked if he was mad that Stone took away the hat trick. He was not. Nice shot pass by Noah Hannafin in the game.
There's no such thing as a shot pass. There's no such
I know.
Such thing.
It's like that's the most
I'll take a
ridiculous
slap
thing.
pass, but no such thing as a shot pass.
There's no such thing as a shot. Growing up in all these years of hockey, that is just ridiculous. That is state run, folks. This was the Mark Stone last night.
It's not just the Vegas thing, Tony, to be fair. It's not just the Vegas comments.
On the double deflection. And then this is the Hertl, that we're hoping to see. And, I was hoping to see last night because I picked him as my number 5 star. Hertl in the third scores again. 4th time in his career that Tomas Hertl has a 4-point game. And this was due to him in front of the net front presence pretty much. And this is the Hertl we expected to see.
Yeah, I mean, Hertl's game Part one is going to be what he can do in front of the net. Part two is going to be his puck possession and his board battles, and part three is are his dynamite gems of quotes and his personality. So we've seen 2/3 of that. We haven't seen obviously the net front presence. We haven't really seen him be a difference maker in a game yet. Definitely not this season. Last season, maybe one of the playoff games where he got his one goal or something, like whatever it was. To be fair, also, he did have, I think it was close to a point per game pace in the regular season last year. So we've seen some glimpses every now and then. He was a ghost in the playoffs. A lot of players were, so who cares about that? Looking ahead to this season, I mean, 4 points last night, only had 3 points in the previous 6 games. Everything's around the net. He almost had the one goal early, gets it back on the same shift. I think that has to feel absolutely wonderful as a professional athlete in a circumstance like that. And this is exactly what the Golden Knights need. Coach Cassidy referenced in the postgame, they need multiple lines going, not just one. They had multiple lines. And the thing is about multiple lines, this is something I was thinking about yesterday. If you have one line going, the defense is going to load up against that line. Not a hot take by any means. If you can get 2 lines going, hopefully line 1 and line 2, you don't just have 2 lines going at that point. You have all 4 lines going, because now the defense has to decide how they're going to match up. Now you're going to have matchup mismatches. That's the better word used. You're going to have mismatches. You're going to have the other team's top defensive unit getting tired and their secondary unit also getting worn down a bit chasing around. So if you have 2 lines going, there's a good chance you have 4 lines going, because now you have all 4 lines actually going through the lineup, all 4 lines getting scoring opportunities. So step in the right direction. A lot got fixed against the Kings yesterday, and we'll see if Hertl can keep it going against Ottawa on Friday.
Yeah, I just liked everyone's takes last night about fans getting all over Hertl. It's so early in the season, and we didn't know. I mean, the jury's still out, and the fact that Hertl...
I called him irrelevant yesterday, Tony, so I was on the same boat.
Right. Okay, that's fair. I wanted him to score. Can you bet on players to score?
Mm-hmm.
Is that on FanDuel? That's on
FanDuel.
FanDuel.
You can do single game parlays, load them up and all that, where you can take Hertl to score 1 or 2 goals, and then Garfiev to have a goal, and you can do ladder plays. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. Okay,
I got to get into some of that, but I did like the over. You did too last night, and
you had to sweat it.
Yeah. Hertl took just 6 shots coming into last night's game. So this was something that we discussed. He wasn't shooting the puck much. And in last night's game, he had 5 shots alone in that contest. Shoot the puck.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you're around the net, especially the shots he's going to take, they should be higher percentage shots too. You're not going to see him out there, ripping one-timers from the circles and things like that. He has that ability, but most of his goals, I think Coach Cassidy mentioned about controlling the area in front of the slot where most of the scoring is going to come from. Hertl's not necessarily that transition guy. That's where that second line is going to struggle. We'll see what happens with the lines, obviously, once Carlson returns, presumably this weekend at the least, I would say now. But yeah, there's a lot of questions, but also a lot of things kind of got put to bed against the Kings.
No, they didn't. No, okay.
Hertl breaking out, yes. Stuff like that. Samsonov, another good game, yes.
Yes.
This is no different now, Tony.
Penalty kill got better. Yes. A better defensive pairings by far. That was better.
Right. There's a lot of good things that happened, 100%.
No,
but this is still a circumstances.
7 straight road games. It's just ridiculous.
The circumstances.
Is this team good or not? For crying out loud, they play against Georgiev in the opening game.
The answer is they're mid. They're not good. They're not bad. They're mid right now.
Okay, they are mid. And then 3 out of 4.
And that's okay.
With St. Louis, and the other back-to-back with Anaheim, and this game 7 straight. Come on, really? And Mark Messier last night, who I really like. I don't know if he's a great commentator.
ESPN was very appreciative of Vegas.
Why would Messier say that this looks like a championship team against a team that's absolutely done, tired? 7 straight road games, folks. Back-to-backs, people complain.
The best decor in the league as well was stated. Now, listen, they've been a very good decor, but the way the Golden Knights have been performing before this game against the Los Angeles Kings, this is not the best defensive core in the Pacific, let alone the National Hockey League. So,
yeah.
now to be fair, Vegas doesn't get a lot of home cooking on ESPN as far as appreciation. So I guess the fans should say thank you to ESPN, because ESPN's usually crapping on the Golden Knights and globbing on about McDavid and everything else. So that's a good thing, I guess.
I had to use the clown emoji because this one guy that he seems to chirp a lot, but he doesn't follow us or me or anything. And I don't follow him. And he just slides into my comments, and I had to use the clown emoji. Messier said that this is a championship team. Come on, man.
Oh.
This is far from a championship team. Let's state facts. They don't get ahead of yourselves.
It could be at some point.
But
right now, this is not a Stanley Cup.
This is not. They're
team.
playing a team that is just absolutely just drugged down, tired, dog tired. The Kings started this. The Kings had started this road trip. They played on the East Coast, for crying out loud. If this isn't the most rigged thing, they slept in their beds when they played in Anaheim. They still haven't settled down at home. Okay, I'm done with that.
That's fair. The circumstances favored Vegas last night, as they have in all 4 of their home games so far.
Coming up next, goalie rotation. We'll talk about that. Things are getting interesting between the pipes. We'll get to that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Thanks for waking me up, Goalie. The FanDuel Sportsbook is our official partner of Locked On Golden Knights. When you have a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. And you will get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your initial $5 bet. It's FanDuel.com, and you definitely need to check it out. We do have Thursday night football. We've got the Vikings at the Rams. The Vikings are a field goal favorite, and the total on this game is 48, and you could bet that on FanDuel. And then, of course, the World Series. We've talked, that's kind of fluctuated a little bit there, as far as it's down to like minus 120-ish for the Dodgers to win the series. And game 1 has the Dodgers a minus 122 favorite on FanDuel. The Yankees plus 112. 8.5 is the total. So make sure that you check out FanDuel. Why? Because it is America's #1 sports book. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. I'm not going to complain, but that game was really late last night. And
you and everybody else in the press box not going to complain, but you're going to say something.
Oh, yeah. Would it start after 8 o'clock? I mean, the Eichel line
8:20 was puck dropped. 8:20.
Okay. The Eichel line didn't even play in this game.
Hey, listen, at least, Tony, remember that they played this game last year. Do you remember who their opponent was?
The Kings.
Nope. It was the Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay.
So it was an 11 o'clock local start for the Philadelphia Flyers last year.
Right?
So at least the NHL got something right there.
Dude, you know what we missed? We missed megapucks yesterday. They went over 100 goals in the full day of hockey. We should have taken over.
Yeah, the grand salami would have been nice.
The grand salami. Why did we miss that yesterday? Every team was in action. Okay, so VGK, I just wonder, okay, is this like everyone's Canadian so they don't care? I was just thinking, like, if it was a tryout and a showcase on 2 occasions for Adin Hill, like basically, okay, let's see how Adin Hill looks, right? He's playing against Tampa in front of John Cooper, who's the head coach of Team Canada. So they put him out there. That's why he plays in net, screws up the entire goalie rotation. On top of that, Doug Armstrong is Team Canada's general manager. And of course, he is with the St. Louis Blues. So let's play Adin Hill in that game. I didn't know we were having stinking Team Canada tryouts. We're having Team Canada tryouts here at the start of the season. What in the heck? I've never heard of this before. This is crazy.
Number one, I'm still not sold. I think that might be a line of crap personally, and they're trying to save a little face with Adin Hill, or maybe they don't want to come out publicly and say that the starts are going to be tilted. Whatever it is, either the team is full of it, number one, or worse, the team is not full of it, and this actually is the reason the goalie rotation is what it is right now. You're telling me that an exhibition, meaningless tournament that happens during the season, which is done by
Right.
itself as well,
Right.
is dictating the starts for games that matter. This is the absolute one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
There is no reason.
Tryouts. It's tryouts in games that count, that matter.
I was going up and back with someone last night. I'm not going to say
Did you
who I
use the
wanted.
clown emoji?
No, but he made the comment they want to give him, like what Cassidy said, they want to get a live look. And I said, you're telling me there's absolutely no video out there on Aiden Hill? Come on. And and you think John Cooper from the bench is watching Aiden Hill in this game to see, okay, I got to watch Aiden Hill, see who's going to be my Team Canada goalie? No, he's going to focus on coaching the Tampa Bay Lightning.
This is stupid. I mean, this is the craziest
stupid
thing I've
is a
ever
very
heard.
good word to use. Stupid is a very good word to use.
McCrimmon buys into it, because he's from stinking Kamloops or wherever. I don't know. Like, the whole team's got to buy into this for this tryout thing to happen officially on the ice.
It's
Let's screw
ridiculous.
up our goalie rotation at the stake of, someone put on my timeline, at least Samsonov can't play in 4 nations.
Right? I know, that's pretty funny, actually.
That's pretty funny.
No, I mean,
Sammy was good. Sammy was great last night again. He's number 1.
Sammy was good, but let's acknowledge. Let's go a little bit deeper in the eye test here. Sammy has some luck happening too right now with the posts.
3 posts.
There's been a lot of posts, and that's good. Don't get me wrong. Maybe his positioning is just impeccable for the puck to hit the post.
Maybe he just needs to kiss the post.
Let's give him credit there. But there's a couple times I thought he reacted slow. There's a couple times I thought he didn't track the puck through traffic. Now, he was a big body in position, so he made up for it. But for now, Sammy is by far the better of the goalies. His stats probably measure up in the top 3 or 4 in the NHL as far as save percentage, if I looked it up right now. So let's acknowledge that side of it. When things even out a little bit as far as the luck and some of those posts become goals instead of no goals, let's see how things look. But for now, Sammy's doing very well. But back to this just crap about having tryouts during the National Hockey League. Like, why? I don't understand how exhibition hockey is factoring in this. And now we're talking about Aiden Hill, who, by the way, folks, has still never had greater than 35 regular season appearances throughout his career. So hey, let's get him in this 4 Nations face-off. Let's get him on Team Canada. Let's get him 1 or 2 more games. 1 or 2 more games in the season.
Oh no.
There's no chance he'll get hurt in those games at all.
Well,
no chance.
We know that he's going to get more tryouts because of the Canadian audience. So he'll play against Ottawa and Calgary, right? Because they're Canadian teams, and this will be the rationale. We're just going to see him try out.
Definitely Saturday, November 23rd at Montreal. That'll probably be a Hockey Night in Canada game. So yeah, you can certainly scratch that one there.
Even on this homestand, he's got Ottawa and Calgary.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
pride. This is a joke.
Let's focus on having a good Vegas Golden Knights season. Let's focus on getting the goaltenders both right. This is the first time dating back a long time where Aiden Hill did not get consecutive starts when healthy. The only other time was the playoffs last season. Never happened in the regular season. But again, now all of a sudden here comes an excuse for Team Canada. I mean, like I said, if the team is lying, that's terrible. If the team isn't lying, that's actually worse here. That's the thing. That's actually worse that we are holding tryouts for exhibition hockey, and that is impacting. And now, is this where the Golden Knights say the goaltenders are equal? Well, if that's the case, that's a pretty big shot at Aiden Hill, because coming into the season before it started, we Samsonoff was going to be this good, but Samsonoff was not that good for the last couple of seasons, at least with his advanced metrics and things like that. So there's a lot of questions right now, and it's fine, it's fair, but I don't know. I hope no one from the Golden Knights makes Team Canada. Hope no one makes Team Canada.
So against the Bruins now. Okay, you want to impress Don Sweeney. So again, let's run out Aiden Hill again.
When do they play Boston?
I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking out loud. Like, where else is this going to go? This is bizarre.
Looks like they don't even mess with Boston until like late in the season. If I'm reading this, I didn't see Boston. Maybe Boston.
Yeah.
Okay, home game on Thursday, the 20th
of
And then February the 8th. So they're
Wait,
not
Thursday the 20th. The 20th of
March. Sorry, March.
Oh,
Apologies.
okay, yeah. So
And then I
that's
think
not
the
good
last
time.
game actually
We've had
before
enough
the Four
time.
Nations, the last game before the Four Nations faced off is in Boston. So wait, you're telling me Coach Cassie just gets to stay in Boston? All the Vegas Golden Knights players that make the team get to stay in Boston because aren't Boston and Montreal the two places for Four Nations?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
For
say
sure.
it, Tony. Say how rigged it is. Say how rigged that is.
I'm just going to point to my hat today because there's just some craziness abound. It really is. It's just kind of bizarre.
Exhibition
Okay,
hockey is dictating an
we
NHL roster right now, Tony.
we thought we
How
would
is
see
that?
Mr. Luggage, Samsonite, Samsonoff, whatever. We thought that we would see him
Samsonoff.
perhaps. Okay, we said in the 4-game homestand we'd see him once, right? I said, oh, maybe 50-50 once. And then so the next 3 are on Aiden Hill. Is tryout season over? Is it over? Oh, they're going to name the team, I think, by American Thanksgiving. I think that's when they have to name the rosters here. So that's going to come up. But I never thought. So this is heavily tilted, folks. Go to the window now because they're already preparing for Four Nations and load up on Team Canada. Just load up on them because they're doing tryouts during NHL games. They're
Mark
doing
Stone
tryouts.
even did talk about this prior to the season about the importance of making the Team Canada roster. And, it's a little different than thinking about it and, having in the back of your mind versus your starts, your gameplay. The team strategy is being dictated based off of Team Canada tryouts for even the Olympics are exhibition hockey at the end of the day. It doesn't count for anything in the NHL, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm steamed about
Anything
it.
in season pisses me off. I'm sorry.
No, that's for sure. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks so much for putting up with us and our comments and our clown emojis. Of course, on Fridays, we've got WTF. That's What the Friday. And on Saturdays, was William Carlson the number 1 star last night? On Saturdays, it is the Chris times Chris Jr. show, which is the YouTube exclusive. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are, especially our good friends in Singapore. And now checking in at number 5 is Hong Kong. So we appreciate everyone tuning in around the globe. And for my man, Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please, folks, do take care.